That AI robot rapper Meka just the other day. Well, the robot. Now, you know how we talked about that AI robot rapper Meka just the other day? Well, the robot has, as of right now, been dropped by Capitol Records. That was quick. Let's talk about it. Now, Meka, the artificial intelligence rapper who got signed by Capitol Records about a week ago. Meka, like we talked about the other day, made major headlines after getting a record deal as an AI, the first artificial intelligence rapper to get signed to a major label. And merely 72 hours after the public outcry that followed, Meka has as of now been dropped from Capitol Records. I want to read this article from The Guardian. They wrote a really great piece on this. Let's check it out. Capitol Records drops offensive AI rapper Meka after outcry over racial stereotyping. The article continues by saying the label has apologized to the black community after signing an AI generated rapper that used the N-word and was shown being beaten by police. A major record label has dropped an AI rapper and offered its deepest apologies to the black community after the virtual creation was criticized for perpetrating racist stereotypes by using the N-word in a song and being portrayed being beaten by a police officer. So the police officer image they're referring to is this one right here. If you're not looking at the screen, you don't need to look at it. I will describe what I'm seeing. We have a photo of AI rapper Meka on the ground with a police officer on top of him. The police officer is beating Meka with a baton. This picture is obviously supposed to depict police brutality against a black man, which Meka, the artificial intelligence rapper, is portrayed as. Meka is pretty racially ambiguous, which means he could pass for multiple other races, but when it comes down to it, it's kind of obvious that they try to make him as quote-unquote black as possible. In my last video, I said that Meka was a caricature of what a rapper is supposed to look like, but really, when we break it down, Meka is really a caricature of what a black man is supposed to look like, hence the AI skin tone, hence the use of the N-word, and hence getting beat up by a cop. Also, keep in mind, the AI was obviously throwing around the N-word in its music, so I guess they had to make him a black man so they could make it acceptable for it to say the word. So it's kind of obvious what they try to do with Meka as far as that aspect. And by the way, just for some context, let me read the caption of the image in question. Police brutality, in all caps. What should I do? This guard keeps beating me with his baton because I won't snitch. I ain't no rat. Life in prison is depressing. I wish I could get out so I could start making fire music again. I'll be honest, man, that's probably one of the worst IG captions I've ever seen in my entire life. Going back to the article, this is what it says. Meka, an AI rapper, given the appearance of a black male cyborg, was created in 2019 by Anthony Martini and Brandon Lee, the co-founders of Factory New, which billed itself as a first of its kind next generation music company specializing in virtual beings. The article continues, Meka's songs are performed by a human, an anonymous black man, according to Martini, but the music and lyrics are generated by an AI that analyzes popular music. So like the article stated, that is actually true. The voice of Meka is another black man. He goes by the name of Kyle the Hooligan. He's actually a rapper himself, and Kyle was approached by the creators of this AI. They proposed this business idea to him where he would be the voice of Meka a few years back. He accepted the business offer, went in, did the vocals, and according to Kyle, they ended up ghosting him. So Kyle was supposed to get compensated for the work he did, but that unfortunately didn't happen, and here we are today. By the way, this is all legit. He posted proof on his Instagram, and I checked it out, and it was real. Very sad to hear this on Kyle's end. If you're listening to this, Kyle, go get your money, man. Just a message to all my artists or anyone doing business with anybody for that matter. Get it in writing, get it in writing, get it in writing. Can't stress that enough. Word of mouth in this world as far as business, that's a huge gamble, and you don't want to gamble with your bag when there is a bag to collect. Continuing with the article, Capitol Records announced it had signed Meka just 10 days ago, billing the rapper as the world's first augmented reality artist to sign with a major label. But amid growing backlash over racial stereotypes, including Meka's use of the N-word in 2019 song Moonwalkin', and an Instagram post in which Meka was shown being beaten by a police officer in prison, Capitol Records announced on Tuesday it had ties with the Meka project, effective immediately. Right now, I'm going to read you Capitol Records, the label that signed Meka's, their apology. This is what they said. We offer our deepest apologies to the black community for our insensitivity in signing this project without asking enough questions about the equity and the creative process behind it, the statement read. We thank those who have reached out to us with constructive feedback in the past couple of days. Your input was invaluable as we came to the decision to end our association with the project. So Capitol Records ended up dropping FM Meka like a bad habit. It looks like they were in a partnership with the creators of FM Meka, so Capitol Records weren't the creators of this AI per se, they were simply in business with the founders of it. Also, it doesn't look like they were overseeing this FM Meka project at all, which is very sloppy on their end. How are you going to be in a business partnership with someone and not supervise the situation? Now granted, Capitol Records is a major label, they got a bunch of artists on their roster, all of them being real people, so perhaps they weren't too invested in the project enough to oversee the process. That aside, this is undoubtedly good news. Like I stated in my previous video, the incentive here, monetary. All this talk about trying to further the technology in the music industry, take that away because that's all cap. This was the music industry trying to explore another potential income stream, so a complete money grab. That's exactly what this FM Meka project is. I don't know about you, but I don't want the Billboard charts to be flooded with AIs dominating the charts in the next 10 years, because make no mistake, that's the end goal of something like this. People thinking this was some little innocent project are crazy. This was a deliberate trial run to gauge if they can create AIs who can potentially compete with actual artists. And this is a long-term vision kind of thing right here. So what I'm saying is 30 years down the road, what if we had a bunch of AIs out streaming real artists? Because that would be the ultimate goal here. Think about it like this. If the industry successfully pulled off AIs racking in billions of streams and they managed to make a whole lot of bank off of it, what exactly would that lead to? Well, they invest in more of these AIs and more of them and more of them, to the point where naturally less actual artists, like real people, would end up getting signed, because now they're allocating some of the funds they would have spent on signing actual people on the creation of AIs. Now, I'm not saying these AIs would even get close to knocking out the competition, aka human beings, but what would inevitably happen is we would see a whole lot of machine-made music dominating the charts. I don't know about you, but I don't see anything good about that. The only parties who would benefit from it is the corporations, in this case the labels. As a passionate music listener, I'm not trying to see no AIs getting a piece of the pie over humans. Why would I want that? I don't care how good the music is, I'm not rocking with that. Even though FM Meka the project has now been cancelled, don't get it twisted, there's gonna be more of these AIs coming out. FM Meka was just a test run for the industry that happened to fail this time around. Trust me when I say this, but the music industry is not, and I repeat, not gonna give up on the idea of AIs, because there's a whole lot of money to be made from it, and where there's a bag to collect, there's an incentive, like always. But yeah, FM Meka gets cancelled and dropped from record label. Any thoughts on this? Like we covered, an AI rapper by the name of FM Meka got signed to Capitol Records the other day. Now, okay, he's been dropped. That was quick. Any thoughts on it? Definitely let me know in the comment section below. Like this video, like this video, like this video, like this video.